Greetings, members one and all of the Salivation Nation. More supply disruptions as Mexico curtails production in the face of a national emergency. Let's explore. Yes, that's right. Breaking today. This is an article from Kitco.com. Silver market faces supply crunch as Mexico curtails production. And it is interesting. There's already a lot of supply disruptions, but it seems like the squeeze is getting tighter for mines and mints and refiners around the world as this pandemic continues. Unprecedented for sure. Expected mine shutdowns of at least a month in Mexico will reduce the global silver supply since the country is the world's largest silver producer. Nevertheless, analysts are not rushing to say this will automatically mean higher silver prices, as normally occurs when there are reduced supplies in any commodity. That's because in this instance, industrial demand is also suffering as the COVID-19 pandemic impacts the global economy. But I will have something to say about that because, yes, industrial demand will suffer, and so that kind of demand will decrease, but physical demand is increasing. People want the metal in the form of coins, rounds, and bars now really at an unprecedented rate. Further, with refinery and transportation issues but sharply rising physical demand, silver was described as a market in turmoil. Yes, that's for sure. The Mexican government this week declared this pandemic as a national health emergency, and as a result, is forcing all non-essential businesses to close up shop until at least April 30th. Silver miners likely are considered non-essential. Some mining and exploration companies have already said they are halting operations. According to data from the U.S. Geological Survey, in 2019, Mexico produced 6.3 thousand metric tons of silver, which represented about 23% of global mine supply. Statistics from the consultancy CPM Group put 2019 output at around 740 million ounces, of which 173 million were from Mexico. They are the largest silver-producing country by a wide margin, said Jeff Christian, a managing director of CPM Group. So interruptions of silver mine production from Mexico would hit the market, and I believe that means prices are going to go up. That's just my personal opinion. On top of this, Christian said refinery production in Mexico and elsewhere is being curtailed, and the industry faces transportation issues. Much of the world's precious metals are shipped by air freight due to their high value relative to their weight. You can't even ship refined metal easily from country to country because the planes that normally carry that aren't flying, Christian said. The whole precious metals complex is being hit by supply and supply chain disruptions. That is going to continue to be a problem and an issue. Mexico joining the lockdown just makes it that much worse. And make no mistake, psychology tells us when something is hard to get, people want it. And the massive demand for the physical in the form of coins, rounds, and bars is on fire. And I believe this will only further amplify it. Now, make no mistake, and I'm going to say this probably again, even within this video, does that mean we should rush out and find every deal on silver and buy it all up? Well, arguably, no. I would say continue to buy at your pace, as you would normally do so with your budgets. But keep in mind, with supply chains short on many commodities and many different things, even including toilet paper out there, if you're running short, make sure you take care of your families and yourselves first. Get the essentials that you need to survive, because there's more to life than precious metals in this case. But make no mistake, people are hedging because they see trouble ahead economically, because with every passing day, and with most places and even the president mentioning to keep these guidelines in place until the end of April, that's a long time. That's a whole month now that we're going to be in this state. And many more states here in the United States and many other nations around the world are implementing these shutdowns for non-essential businesses and stay-at-home orders in many states and many places out there. It's been a lot happening, understanding this virus and how it spreads differently depending on the geographic regions and the different cases and mutations of this thing. We're still coming to understand this thing, and the more we learn about it, really kind of the scarier it's getting for many people out there, especially what the latest models and predictions are as far as how many deaths and infections that could be. So, the impact on prices are uncertain here, according to this article, with shuttered production will disrupt the market supply and demand fundamentals. Some analysts are not convinced that this will have a major impact on silver prices in the near term. I agree with that. In the very near term, I don't think it will. Others say the outlook is hard to forecast at the moment since fabrication demand is also suffering, even though physical investment demand is picking up. And I will say this, people will see this as an opportunity in the paper markets and ETF markets. You think about it, people who have the ability or the wherewithal and to see an opportunity and blood in the streets. In this case, the prices for physicals for silver is low in the paper markets. Let's look at Kitco's pricing for silver right now. It's down below $14 right now. That provides a great opportunity. With supplies constricted, they may see this as an opportunity to buy. Now, obviously, these prices most tie it into as a commodity. They see it as such, and with demand being less because of all the supply disruptions, and there's going to be a lot less electrical vehicles made, a lot less probably solar panels made. In fact, I can already tell you from the solar panel industry, I called, just as a point of curiosity, I called my solar panel people that installed my solar panels, and they said, yeah, the prices are through the roof on solar panels now. So, it's crazy, which means people are in demand for them right now, but sooner or later that's going to fall short, and people are just going to not, because that's not an essential thing to get solar panels right now. So it'll be interesting to see. I think you can make an argument for both sides, but I believe that the silver prices will go up, and you may see more people buy into the paper markets as well as the physical demand too, seeing it as an opportunity, a good deal right now. While silver prices are off their 11-year lows, they continue to struggle to find consistent momentum. Silver also continues to underperform gold, with the gold-to-silver ratio hovering at 113, just down from recent record highs. I believe it got up to as high as 126 to 1, if I'm not mistaken. May silver futures last traded at $14.14 per ounce, relatively unchanged on the day. So here we can see the price for silver. You see where it got down there in mid-March, just below $12. Crazy. Demand for silver, or the lack thereof, is receiving all the attention right now as the world remains worried about a global recession, said Ole Hansen, head of commodity strategy at Saxo Bank. And I think that should give us more confidence in silver, the metal, as a hedge, as the protectorate of wealth out there, because people fear what's going to be happening. And, gold obviously is the case too, while people are running to gold, but silver too can perform in this kind, and people are starting to show that and starting to accumulate the metal, or trying to at this point. From an investor's point of view, silver should do better than gold in a supply crunch, he said. Hansen added that currently he is more bullish on silver than gold. However, he added that the market still has to get past current conditions. It's a lot of unknowns right now. A lot of different factors that come into play that could take my theories and blow them out the water. I could be completely wrong on this. Bart Melik, head of commodity strategy at TD Securities, said that he is not surprised that Mexico is halting its mining operations. Mexico's announcement comes less than a week after South Africa shut down its mining, impacting the supply of platinum and palladium. From a fundamental supply and demand perspective, this will tighten up the market a little, he said, but I don't know what prices will do in the near term. However, Malik added that the issue in the silver market isn't just a supply-demand picture. Market volatility remains relatively high as investors remain concerned about the impact of the coronavirus is having on the global economy. Right now, this is a liquidity issue, and until we really understand the full impact of the virus will have on the economy, investors aren't going to be focused on supply and demand. He said, right now, we don't know how long these global lockdown measures are going to last. The fear of the unknown is one of the biggest things about it. How long will it be before we can get silver again? So they're like, people are just going to go buy it whenever they can. I know that I bought another 2020 Silver Eagle for $24, and you're hard pressed to find them that low in singles anymore. You know, that's considered a good deal right now, a fair deal anyway. So anyways, let's see here. Once we understand the full impact the virus has on the global economy and we can see beyond the short-term volatility, then silver supply issues will get a major factor in the price. This sets up for future higher prices. So yeah. Meanwhile, Christian pointed out that there are numerous cross currents in the market. Not only the reduced mine supply, but reduced fabrication demand for silver for industrial purposes, but increased investment demand. That is the hope we have for silver. Finally, people are starting to wake or open their eyes up to silver. Because I think for quite a long time we've been seeing people give up on silver. And I can understand why in some cases, but really, for those of us who stuck it out, this should give you some hope that silver is indeed a hedge. It's money. It's now performing the way that we have said it should all along. Historically, industrial uses have been the largest source of silver demand, and I think it will continue to be the case, but we might see a revival of silver as an investment or as a hedge, as a protector of wealth. A lot of these factories where silver is used in the fabrication of products from solar panels, electronics, to jewelry are shut down too. Christian said, so not only is the supply being negatively affected, but fabrication demand is being negatively affected too. However, investors have stepped up purchases of silver and gold bars and coins, he continued. For instance, he pointed out that the U.S. Mint data show that sales of American Eagle silver coins jumped to some 5.5 million ounces in March from around 650,000 in February. There you have it. Boom. That should tell you everything you need to know about faith in the metal as a hedge against economic instability. While you have a reduction in refined supply, a reduction in fabrication demand, you are actually seeing this increased demand for physical silver and coins and bars, Christian said. But the supply is being constrained because you can't ship the stuff around, and the factories that make the blanks are closed. One of those, Sunshine Minting. The mints that make the coins are closed, so the West Point Mint is closed for now, as we've seen reported on Silver Wolverine's channel. So the market is in turmoil right now in terms of the logistics of getting metal from A to B. And there you have it. I think that's going to, what's that going to do? That's going to mean everybody's going to want to get their hands on silver in the form of coins, rounds, and bars, especially 2020 Eagles. Might sell for a premium. And even if it's not, doesn't make sense, it's the psychology behind it. In fact, I would encourage you not to purchase them just based off of that. Get silver for the cheapest price you can. And welcome to everybody accumulating silver in this time. But understand there are premiums, and these premiums will eventually normalize, even if the spot price goes down, which I don't think it will do, but it could in the short term. But in the long term, spot price is going to go up. No question about it, as we are going to see every passing day means it's going to take a lot longer for the economy to recover. I predict, I don't know if I want to put out a ratio, like, for every 1 day that we're shut down, so to speak, it's going to take 5 days to recover that. More than likely, it's probably going to be, somewhere around that point, maybe even more. We'll find out, but it is discouraging through all of this. And again, as I say in every video now, everybody hang in there. There's the human cost to this. And it's not just economically, and it's not even so much the physical, the threat of the coronavirus itself. there's still, even though all the scary stories, the vast majority of people that get this will recover, and it will basically have bad flu, cold-like symptoms for most people. Still would suck to get, but nonetheless, the other factor of this is being stuck at home, either telecommuting or having to be at home. It's tough. It's tough, to be isolated for that long. We as Americans and we as people around the world, we have this incentive. We want to work. We want to be productive. We want to do things. We want to get out. We want to be able to explore outside of our homes, and it makes it difficult. So hang in there, get some fresh air when you can, practice all the guidelines of the CDC and other health agencies around the world suggest in this time, and be safe. And I pray for you all, and a multitude of gratitude to you all for taking the time to watch this video. Post your thoughts below, and encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe.